Hey guys, it's Eric with Painting Business Pro, and in this video we're going to be talking a little bit more about knowing your numbers and how to hit goals and how to really control your business. If you've been following me for a little while, you've probably heard some of this stuff before, but I'm going to come at a little bit different angle than before because this is just so important and I see so many people not doing it, so I felt compelled to make another video series about this stuff. So what we're going to be talking about in this video and the next couple videos is the importance of your numbers and having the right foundation in place for you to hit your goals and your targets. Why I'm so passionate about entrepreneurship and supporting people in building their own business is because of what a great life it's given me and the real opportunity that entrepreneurship provides. And for me, the real opportunity of entrepreneurship is to totally be in control of my life, my time, my income, and to really just have the ability to create my life. Now, that all starts with my ability to be totally in control of my business. And the end game of being totally in control of my business is to be able to have a team so that at any point in time, I could leave my business and keep my income. You know, I still work now because I love what I do and I'm really passionate about what we're creating and I just love it. But at any time, I can leave for a week or a month if I want to and take time off. And that's really what it's about for me, is that freedom that it allows. So ultimately, you need to be able to build a team. But we're going to start really with the basics because you don't even have a chance at building a successful team and building a successful business without the right foundation there. And it really all starts with what I teach people is phase one of this business. There's phase one and there's phase two. There's a phase three, but I hardly even talk about that because most people are stuck in phase one. All right, so phase one is where you're running the business yourself. You're the one overseeing the marketing, you're doing the estimates, you're overseeing production. You shouldn't be ever doing any of the painting, and if you are, that's like phase zero. You got to get out of that and get to being a business owner, not a painter. All right, so phase one is where you're doing everything yourself. You need to be able to hit your goals yourself before you can ever start building a team to hit goals. Building a team is really hard to do, so we're not going to talk about that in this video. We're going to talk about laying the foundation for how you can be in total control of your business, your results, because that's really the foundation and where it all begins. All right, so number one, this is going to be 3 videos in this series, and the first video is obviously this one, and the first step to all of this is we have to know our numbers. Business is all numbers. If you've ever watched Shark Tank or any of these entrepreneurship shows, all of these really successful entrepreneurs, they're all about the numbers. You've got to know your numbers because at the end of the day, that's how we measure our success, right? If you want to make $100,000, that's a number. We need to manage that number, and to make $100,000, we need to sell a certain number. We need to pay a certain amount. We need to spend a certain amount on marketing. We need a certain number of leads, a certain number of estimates. All of these numbers added up is how I hit that $100,000 income goal. And so I need to know my numbers that I need to hit that goal. Once I know those numbers, then I'm going to need to track them. So let's go through a few things real quick. So how you're going to do this, and we'll get into a little bit more detail about this later, but the first thing is you need to start with a yearly breakdown. So I need to know what are the numbers I need to hit this year to hit my goal for the year. We just start there. All right, we'll go through what numbers you need to know in a second. But that's the first thing, is I want to start with what are my goals for the year. The next step is I need to break that down weekly. All right, and one of the things here in the business we're in the painting business, it is seasonal. One of the biggest mistakes people make in this business is they grind it out trying to get jobs in December because they didn't plan for December to be slow. You need to plan for December to be slow. So we need to take these yearly numbers that we're going to go through and we need to break those down so that week 1, week 2, week 3, and all the weeks I'm going to work my business, those weekly goals add up to my yearly goal. And I need to plan for the seasonality because I know it's going to be slow in November and December. I know it's going to be a little slow in January, start picking up in February, and then April, May, June, July, August, and September are going to be awesome. Then I'll start tailing off again in October. So we need to break it down weekly, and then we need to have weekly tracking. All right, so if you sit down and you map out your goals for the whole year, but then you never look at them again, they're useless. It was a total waste of time. You need to look at your numbers every single week, because if I if I map out my goals for the year and I don't hit the weekly targets, I will not hit the yearly target. And I'll tell you right now, like our company, Foothills Painting, we haven't been hitting our weekly targets. For the first about 10 weeks of the year, we weren't hitting our weekly targets. But we knew exactly which targets we weren't hitting. We know what to focus on. And for the last 3 or 4 weeks, we've been hitting our targets every single week. And now we're working on going past our targets to make up for what we missed on. And we're going to go and hit our goal this year because we know exactly what to work on. We know we're behind. We know where we're behind. We know what we got to do to catch up and how to adjust that plan. All right, so you need to be able to track those numbers weekly, and then the numbers are going to guide the way. And so we're going to talk in the next couple of videos. We're going to go into your benchmarks. So what should you be aiming for? You know, this is one of the biggest mistakes people make in this business is they're aiming for the wrong things. They're changing their numbers to match their skill set. So if I can't sell a job at a 50% margin, I sell it at a 25% margin because I'm not good enough to sell it at 50. That's not how you need to do it. If you really want to take control of your business, you need to be able to match your skill set to the goals. So when you track your numbers every single week, you're going to know, where am I not good enough at running a business yet? Oh, we're not selling enough yet. I need to improve sales. Oh, we're not doing good enough in marketing. I need to improve marketing. Oh, we're not profitable enough. I need to either raise prices or become more efficient. So it tells me how I need to train and develop myself. Because as a business owner, I make money consistent with the value I produce. The money I make is a direct reflection of me. And so if I'm making 80 grand and I want to make 100, I have to be better. Where do I need to be better? Marketing, sales, production? Is it my profitability? Is it my organization and my time management? Where do I need to be better? And then I can go and work on that. So I'm constantly working on improving myself based on what my business tells me I need to do a better job of because I know my numbers. And then our numbers are going to guide the way. If I'm short on marketing, I know what to work on. If I'm short on sales, I know what to work on. If I don't have any time to work on stuff, well, I got to work on managing my time better. So in the next couple of videos, we're going to get into what benchmarks should you be aiming for. What should be your average job size? What should be your profit margins? What should be your marketing lead conversion to estimate conversion? So you can track that stuff and know, hey, am I doing good at this or am I not doing good? What should I be aiming for? And so on. So we'll get into the benchmarks so you can make a good plan and know if you're doing a great job or not. See, the problem is if you're selling 50% of your estimates at a 50% margin and you think you should be selling 75% of your estimates, you're going to be working on sales. But you shouldn't expect to sell 75% of your estimates. So it would be a waste of time for you to work on sales. So if you don't have good benchmarks to aim for, then you aren't going to be able to use numbers to guide the way. So in the next video, we're going to talk about the benchmarks you should be aiming for in your business to have a good, healthy business. I see this all the time with people where, people are selling 33% of their estimates. They're doing 5 estimates a week. They're booking 1 to 2 jobs a week, and they're working on sales. But the problem there isn't sales. The problem is you're not doing enough estimates. If you just did 10 estimates a week instead of 5, you'd be booking 3 jobs a week instead of 1.5. Your business would double. And it's a lot easier to get five more estimates than it is to improve that sales ratio. So we're going to go into the benchmarks in the next video. And then we're going to talk in the third video about what to do if you're not hitting these benchmarks. What are you going to do? So if you're short on marketing, what do you do? If you're short on sales, what do you do? If you're short on profitability, what do you do? And we're going to kind of dive into that. So the last thing I'm going to mention is what numbers you should be tracking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link below the video where you can head over to the Painting Business Pro website, enter your email, and I'll send you a file for you to fill out with all of this information. All right, so you don't need to, I've already got a numbers projection mapped out for you where you're going to put in your revenue, put in your income goals, put in all of these numbers, okay? So you don't need to come up with this, but in this video I do want to show you really quickly what numbers we should be tracking in our business. So obviously we want to start with what's our revenue? So the total business we're going to do, is it 100,000, 300,000, a million? Our company targets this year is about 8 million, 7, 8 million. What's the profit we're aiming for? How much profit do I want to make? That's how much money is going in my pocket. So this is the budget, okay? So this is going to include, how much we're going to pay painters and materials and marketing costs and insurance costs, and it's going to include all of our costs for the year. See, if you don't map that out and you're not thorough about it, you might aim for 300,000 thinking you'll make 100 grand, but if you forgot about $20,000 worth of costs, or you just overspend by 20 grand, you make 80,000 instead of 100,000, that's a huge hit on your income. So you really need to map this out and track your expenses every month. It doesn't take long to do, but this is your foundation. So we need to do that. Then how do we actually hit these numbers? How do we hit the revenue number and the profitability number? Profit we track in the budget. Revenue is two things. It's sales and it's production. Okay, I need to sell the jobs. I also got to get them painted. So for sales, we need to know how many jobs do I need to do? What's my job size going to be? How many estimates do I need to do to book that many jobs? So that's my sales ratio. So if I do 10 estimates and I book 3, that's 30%. How many leads do I need to generate to do that many estimates? If I get 10 leads from a lead service, how many estimates should I do? So how many leads do I need to get? And then what's my conversion rate? So if I get 10 leads, how many turn into estimates? And that's all of that adds up to give me my total sales, right? So this many leads turns into this many estimates at this job size, and that many jobs turns into this much revenue. Cool, now I've hit the sales target. Lastly, I need to be able to produce those jobs. So I need a production plan with how much revenue are we gonna produce every week, and how many crews do I need to do that? All right, so this is the numbers we need to map out for your entire year. So if you haven't already done this for this year, go and download the document I'm putting below the video, and just it won't take you more than about an hour or two. But I'm telling you, this one thing will make you probably an extra $5,000 to $10,000 this year just by doing it and measuring it. So the next 2 videos, we're gonna finish this whole series up. And if you follow what's in these videos, it will make a significant impact in your business. So I really encourage you to do that. If you have any questions about what I've covered in this video, drop a comment below. And if you think you're already doing this, I would encourage you to go download the form and just see if there's any way that you could improve it. All right, the form that I'll send you to is a simplified version. We use an even more complex one, and we're making it more detailed every day, because the more detailed I am with my numbers, the more power I have in hitting my numbers. The more information I have, the better decisions I can make. So you always want to keep stepping up your ability to project your goals and track your goals and adjust your actions to hit those goals. So I hope you got something out of this video. Like I said, drop a comment below, and if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. I will see you next week with the next video.